Hi guys, thank you so much for joining me again for another full body workout on the reformer. We're going to need one ball today, so just make sure you've got a ball close by. You're going to have one medium spring, so for me on the align that's one red spring to start. I'm also going to take the foot bar down just one notch, so you want it on the second level. Just take the ball onto the box or onto the floor, somewhere that you've got it close by. You're going to come into a 4-point kneeling position. Your hands are going to go flat onto the platform and you're going to tuck your toes under. Both feet are going to be pressed up against your shoulder pads. So feel like you're really pressing the platform away. We're going to do a couple of cat and cows just to get some mobility into the spine to warm up. So we're going to round through the spine, tuck the chin towards the chest. And then you're going to start to arch. Really feel like you're pressing the platform away, keeping the length through both arms. Take your gaze out straight ahead. And then round through the spine again, scooping the belly in every single time. Last one, both ways. And back to neutral. Lovely. Keep your left hand where it is. Your right arm's going to reach up towards the ceiling, pointing the fingertips up nice and long. And then we're going to thread the needle. We're going to feed that arm underneath the left arm. Bring the shoulder down towards the platform. Hold here for 3, for 2, and 1. And then we're going to open that arm out again, reaching the fingertips up towards the sky and hold it here for 3, for 2, and 1. Take that hand flat onto the platform. Let's swap sides. You're going to extend your left arm up, pointing fingertips up towards the ceiling. Keep it nice and long for 3, for 2, and 1. And then thread the needle. We're going to feed that arm towards the right. Hold here for 3, for 2, and 1. And then open that arm out again. Final hold for 3, for 2, and 1. Take that hand back onto the platform. From here, guys, just keeping the hands parallel, knees stay where they are. We're going to open the carriage by sending the knees away from the hips, sweeping the knees directly underneath the hips again, and then take them away from the hips. Out with the knees, in with the knees. I'm keeping that lovely long line all the way from my shoulders down to my wrists. I'm not moving the upper body just yet. A few more like this. Good. And then after this next one, I'm going to add the upper body. So I'm going to open the knees away from the hips. I'm then going to make a diagonal line with the arms all the way from the shoulders down to my wrists. I'm going to hold that line in the arms as I bring the knees back in first. And then I'm going to take my shoulders over the wrist to finish. So think about knees first and then shoulders. And then you're keeping the shoulders where they are as you bring the knees back in first. And then take the shoulders over the wrist. Lovely. This one is a really good feeling. Out with the arms, hold them where they are. Keep the knees back in first. And then bring the shoulders over your wrists. A few more like this, guys. Good. On this next one, I'm going to only bring the carriage halfway back in. So I'm going to bring the knees back in first, and then I'm going to stop when the carriage is halfway back in. I'm going to keep my left hand where it is on the platform. I'm going to keep the carriage really still, holding it open, reach my right arm forward. Little balance challenge here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to swap the hands over. My right hand's going to come down. I'm going to keep the carriage really still as I reach my left arm forward, holding it here for 5, for 4, for 3, 2, and 1. Just make sure the shoulders away from your ears. Down with the hand. Come all the way back in. Lovely, guys. I'm going to add on 1 yellow and 1 blue now. So I'm going to keep the red, just 1 blue and 1 yellow is all I need. I'm going to grab the ball and I'm going to come and lie on my back. My heels are going to be hip distance apart onto the foot bar. The ball's going to go in between my knees. So I'm going to keep that light pressure onto the ball. Lengthen the arms alongside the body on the carriage A few pelvic tilts here just to warm up. So you're going to close that space between the body and the carriage, and then send your pelvis back to neutral. Keep the heels hip distance apart as you lift the pelvis up towards the ribs, and then you're sending it back. Keep that light tension onto the ball. 4 more like this. For 3, for 2, and last one. From here, I'm going to roll through the spine as I peel all the way up onto my shoulders, into my bridge. Keeping the carriage really still, I'm going to roll down through the spine, 1 vertebrae at a time touches the carriage. As soon as the pelvis is down again, I'm going to tilt it back and I'm going to roll through the spine all the way up to the shoulders. Feeling all the way back with control. Good. A few more like this. Give the ball an extra squeeze at the top. Try and stay centered. Good. Keeping the hips square the whole time. Even when we release that tension from the ball before we roll back down, we don't want to completely lose it. We're still keeping that light pressure. To the top of the bridge, we're going to hold it here. We're going to extend our legs out without dropping the height of the glutes. We're also keeping the hips square. We're then going to bend back in, wait for the carriage to be back at the stopper before we roll down through the spine again. Heeling all the way up onto the shoulders. Extend the legs out nice and long. Bend back into the knees and then peel back down again. So we're waiting for the carriage to be back at the stopper every single time before we roll down through the spine. All the way up. Send the legs out nice and long. Bend back into the knees. And then roll down 1 vertebrae at a time. 2 more like this. Good. Keeping everything really square. All the way back in and peel back down. Lovely. You're going to lift your feet off the foot bar to take a tabletop now with your legs. Reach back and take your big loops. Lengthen the arms up towards the ceiling. If you don't have enough tension on your big loops, you can also take the short loops. Take a nice deep inhale. As you exhale, you're going to lower the arms down towards the carriage. About 1 inch away from the carriage is what we're aiming for. And then back up with the arms nice and long. Down towards the carriage again. And then back up. Lovely. Down and up. A few more like this before we add our chest lifts. Next one, you're going to add your chest lift, looking towards the ball. The arms are still about 1 inch above the carriage. And you're going to lower back down with control. Curling up, see if you can lift the chest a little bit higher every single time. On this next one, we're going to add our legs. As we curl up, we're going to stay lifted. Shoot the legs out nice and long. Bend them back into tabletop. And then lower the head back down. Curling up, stay lifted. Shoot your legs out nice and long. Bend them back in. And then lower the head back down. For 4. Last 3. Last 2. And last one, hold it there, stay lifted for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, lower back down. Just take the ball into the hands, take the straps back onto their hooks as you close the carriage, heels back onto the foot bar, lower them down to the right. Back to the center, lower down to the left. And back to the center. Lovely, guys. You're going to come and sit up. We're going to take off our blue spring now. So we're going to leave our yellow and leave our red. So you want to take off the light one. You want to leave the super light if you have a super light spring, and you want to leave the medium spring. You're going to take the ball into your hands now, and you're going to step off on this left side of the carriage. So your right foot is going to stay pointing the toes forward towards this side. Your left knee is going to come up onto the carriage. The ball is going to be at the chest. All we're going to do is bend into our right knee, sending the hips down and then extending through that leg to bring the carriage back in. Down with the hips, up with the hips, trying to keep the shoulders level. Hips too, as they come back up. Torso stays square. We're not leaning forward like this. We want to stay upright. Think about sliding down a wall and then back up again. Down and up, keeping all the weight through that right heel. Should be able to lift the right toes. Also keep watching that knee. Make sure it's not coming in. We don't want this knee to turn in. We want it to be directly over the ankle. Keep working with your breathing. Couple more like this, and then we're going to start to pass the ball from side to side. Take the ball into the left hand, expand the chest as you take the arms out. Take the ball back to the chest, take it into the right hand, send the hips down as you open the arms out. Back to the chest with the ball, open the arms out, just keep alternating from side to side as you pass the ball to each hand. Think about that lovely long line all the way down from the left arm into the right for 5, for 4, for 3, last 2, and last 1. Bring the carriage all the way in. Lovely, guys. Just place your ball down onto the platform. You're going to swivel around now to face the front. So your left toes are pointing forwards. Your right knee is down on the carriage. Hands come onto the hip. You're going to hinge forward as you take your lunge and then extend through that leg, coming up nice and tall. Really feel like you're pressing your heel away, activating the glutes the whole time here as we lunge down and back up. Keep the shoulders down away from the ears. Think about that lovely long line all the way down, diagonal line down the back. We're lengthening the spine. As we hinge forward, you're just hinging from the hips. A couple more before we add the arms. And then on this next one, you're going to add the arms. You're going to sweep the arms up as you take your lunge, and then you're going to sweep them back past the body as you close the carriage. Up with the arms, down with the arms. Try and keep the arms in line with the ears as you sweep them up. That's the height that we're aiming for, up towards our ears, and then back down again. I'm feeling that down my left leg straight away. Keep working with the breathing, floating the arms up and down. If you need to take it lighter, please do. Do not compromise form for a heavier resistance. Nail the basics before you start adding that load. 3 more like this. And last one, guys. Bring the carriage all the way back in. We're going to come and lie on our left side now with the ball as a bit of a pillow on the headrest. So shuffle on down so you can stack the knees and the hips. Your left ear's down on the ball. You're then going to start to open the carriage. Take that top foot, that's your right foot first, into the strap. Keeping everything running down one middle line. Just make sure that top hip is rolling forwards, not back. Everything is down one lovely long line down the middle of the carriage. We're going to flex that foot as we kick it towards the top of the foot bar. And then we're going to bend it back in. Keep thinking about lifting through the waist. Even when we're down on our left side, we're not going to sink into that waist. We're keeping the entire body active the whole time. Out with that foot. And then back in, keeping that foot flexed the whole time. Keeping the hips stacked. Out with the leg. Back in. 5 more, then we're going to hold our leg nice and long. For 3. Aim for that foot to stay at the same height for 2. Last one, hold it straight. We're going to sweep it a little bit further forward. You're aiming for the left of the foot bar. You're then going to lower that foot down towards the floor, lift it back up without that top hip rolling back. Take that foot down towards the floor and then back up. Down towards the floor, back up again. Keep that lovely long line down the leg. You really think about pressing the strap away, keeping the length down that leg, keeping everything active. For 5 before we hold. For 4. For 3. Last 2. And then after this next one, you're going to take the foot halfway up. You're going to draw a tiny, tiny circle with that foot. Doesn't matter which way we circle round. We're going to circle both ways. Tiny, tiny circle for 3. For 2. And 1. Circle it around the other way now. Tiny, tiny movement here. For 5. For 4. For 3. Last 2. And last 1. Lovely, guys. Bend that knee in towards you and close the carriage. Amazing. Let's go into our other side now. So now we're going to take our left toes pointing towards the side. The right knee is now going to be down on the carriage, up against the shoulder rest. The ball is at the chest. We're going to send the hips down as we bend into the left knee, and then really feel like you're pressing the heel away as you extend through that left leg. Hips come back up, down with the hips, up with the hips. Keeping everything square in the body towards this side. If you have some mirrors around, that's very, very useful. Check your alignment the whole time. Down with the hips, up with the hips. If you are practicing without a teacher, it is really useful to keep checking your alignment in all of the mirrors around you. I'm very lucky in the studio to have so many beautiful mirrors around. Down with the hips, up with the hips. We're going to pass the ball from hand to hand now. So now we're going to expand the chest as we open the carriage, bring the ball back to the chest, take it into your left hand, open the arms out again. We're looking for that lovely long line all the way down from the left arm into the right. If you do want to add any weight on for this one, please do. Again, just not to compromise the form. We're going to do 6 more, guys. For 5. For 4. Last 3. Last 2. And last 1. Bring the carriage all the way in. Place that ball down on the platform again. I'm going to swap the feet over. So now the right toes pointing forward, the left knee's down onto the carriage. Hands come onto your hip, bending into that right knee as we hinge forward, and then extending through that leg as you come up nice and tall. Again, really feel like you're pressing that heel away. My socks are not grippy enough today. I feel like I'm sliding all over the place. Down and up. Just bending and extending into that right leg. Couple more, then we're going to add the arms. And now just lower the arms down. We're going to sweep them up in line with the ears and then down again. Sweep them up all the way in line with the ears and then down past the body. Keep pressing your left heel all the way up against that shoulder rest. Going to give you the good range here. You're hinging from the hips, sweeping the arms up and then back down. Again, lengthening through that right leg. Feel free to adjust the range. If you want to bring it a little bit closer, you can try that as well. For me, that feels a little bit more supported. For 5 more like this. For 4. For 3. Last 2. And last 1. Bring the carriage all the way back in. We're going to take that ball again. Get rid of that yellow. So that super light spring is coming off, staying with just medium. Ball down onto the headrest. Come and lie on the right side. Take that front loop. It's going to go over the top foot. And then we're going to flex that foot. Make sure everything is stacked. Down the middle of the carriage, lifting through the bottom waist. And then flexing the foot. You're going to kick it above the foot bar. Bend it back in. Just make sure that ball is under your ear, not your neck. Going to keep everything in alignment. Out with the foot, in with the foot. A few more like this, guys. Out nice and long. And then bend it back in. Keep it nice and controlled. Aiming for that foot to stay at the same height every single time. 3 more before we lengthen that leg and hold it. And then we're going to hold it nice and long. We're going to sweep it to that same angle. Right side of the foot bar, you're going to lower it down towards the floor and then lift it back up. Lower it down towards the floor, lift it back up. Still trying to avoid sinking into that way, still avoiding rolling that top hip back, keeping everything really stable and strong as we lower the foot down and up, down and up. For 6, for 5, for 4, for 3, last 2, and last 1. Hold that leg halfway up, tiny, tiny circles now with that foot. Feel like you're really pressing the strap away, keeping the length through that leg for 3, for 2, and 1. Then we're going to sweep around the other way now. For 5, for 4. Try to avoid sinking into that waist even when you get tired. For 3, last 2. Keep it really small. And last 1, guys, bend into that knee. And release that foot from the loop. Amazing work. Oops. And then we're going to close the carriage. We're going to move on to 1 red and 1 blue. So all you're going to do is add on a light spring, leave your medium spring. And then we're going to come around and face the back of the frame. So the ball can go on the floor, so it's not going to be in your way. You're going to come into a 4-point position now facing the back. The hands are going to be wide onto the carriage, so next to the shoulder rest. Knees are all the way to the back. Make sure you're keeping a neutral spine, core in nice and tight. Your left toes and ball of the left foot is going to be up onto the foot bar. Just make sure your right knee is down, but that foot is lifted. Your left knee is off the carriage. Nice deep inhale. As you exhale, you're going to extend that leg to open the carriage. Bend into that knee to return. And then out again. Good. Again, I'm checking my alignment. Just make sure you're keeping everything centered. We're keeping the torso square, hips stay square. Try not to sink into that right side. Out with the leg. In with the leg. Five more, and then we're going to add some pulses in. For 4. For 3. Last 2. And last 1. Bring the carriage halfway back in. Tiny, tiny pulses now. It's a tiny, tiny movement. We're just moving the carriage a couple of inches. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and all the way out. Final hold here, final balance challenge. Reach your right arm forward, hold that left leg nice and long for 4, for 3, 2, and 1. Take that hand back. Bring the carriage all the way in, wiggle the hips around a few times here. We're going to swap over now. So shake everything out a little bit. The right toes and ball of the right foot is now coming up onto the foot bar. It should be level with the hip to try and stay centered. Make sure your left knee is down, but that foot is lifted. You're going to extend that leg all the way out as you exhale. Inhale and bring the carriage back in. Again, try not to sink into that left hip. Keep everything really square in the body. Out with the carriage. In with the carriage. A few more like this, and then we'll go into our pulses. For 4. I'm going to move my left knee back a little bit. It slipped a little bit forward. Just make sure it is underneath the hip. Last 2. And last 1. Hold it halfway. Tiny, tiny pulses. Keep it really small, guys. Just feel like you're pressing the carriage away. We still want to keep the length through the arms. We don't want to sink the chest down. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All the way out. Keep the carriage open. Extend through your left arm now. Try and keep that right leg straight for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take that hand back. Take a child's pose. Close the carriage. Take the knees wide. You can sit back onto the heels. Reach the arms forward and sink the chest down. And then you're going to come up onto your knees now. Your hands are going to go about halfway out onto the frame. You're going to take a nice deep inhale again. As you exhale, can you bring the carriage towards the hands? You're then going to send it back about 3 inches and then out towards the hands again. A few inches back and out. We're not here for too long. Keep working with your breathing. It's all coming from the core, guys. We don't want the back to sink. We don't want the chest to sink. We don't want to be gripping. You want to feel like you're really pressing the frame away from you. For 5, for 4, for 3, last 2, and last 1. Close the carriage. Roll the shoulders out a few times here. And forward. For 2, and 1. Lovely, guys. We're going to stay with our 1 light and 1 medium spring. We're going to take the ball and we're going to come and lie on our back. So shuffle on around, come and lie onto your back. Take the ball with you. We're going to take the feet inside the loops. So draw the carriage open, take your feet inside your big loops, and then you want the ball to be about halfway between the knees and the ankles. Keep the length through the legs. Point through the toes. We're going to squeeze the ball as we lower the legs down towards the springs. And then flex them as we lift them back up. Point the toes down again. And lift them back up. I'm keeping my hands on my pelvis just to make sure I'm keeping everything level. Down with the legs. Up with the legs. Keeping the tailbone heavy the whole time. In fact, we're holding our imprinted spine here. Still holding it. Keeping the core active the whole time. Down with the legs. Up with the legs. On this next one, we're going to lower down to 45 degrees. We're going to bend the knees in towards us without rolling the ball around. We want it to stay fixed exactly where it is. Lengthen the legs up to the sky and then lower them down to 45 again. Bend them in, lengthen them up and lower them down to 45. A few more like this. For 4, holding your imprint. Last 3. Last 2. And last 1. From here, we're going to take our long spine, guys. So we're going to roll through the spine, heeling all the way up onto our shoulders. Keep squeezing the ball. We're going to keep the length through the legs as we roll down through the spine, only touching one vertebrae at a time. Stay centered. As soon as you're back, you can lower the legs down towards the springs. And then again, you're going to roll all the way up onto your shoulders. Shoot the legs up nice and long. Keep the length through the legs as you peel on down. Don't be afraid to use a little bit of momentum to come up onto your shoulders. It's from there that we're really going to slow it down. Good. 3 more like this. Last 2. And last 1, stay up there. We're just going to do a couple of pulses. Down with the hips, up with the hips, down with the hips, up with the hips. Keep the length through the legs. Keep the ball squeezed in between the legs here. Down with the hips, up with the hips for 5, for 4, last 3, last 2, and last 1, guys. All the way up, hold here for 5, for 4, for 3, 2, and 1. Rolling all the way back with control. Lovely. Grab the ball and release the legs. We're going to take the feet out of the straps now. Bring the carriage all the way back in. Amazing, guys. That is us done with our full body workout using a ball. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know if you give it a go. Please let me know how you found it, and I will see you guys soon.